What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back again with another predicted lineup, and predicted lineups are back. Tottenham predicted lineups are back in action. Back in action with Tottenham. The Premier League is starting very soon, but this isn't a predicted lineup for a Premier League game just yet. Tottenham play a friendly against Nice at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium at Wednesday night, 7 p.m. We'll be doing a watch-along in the studio for that game. Brian will be in the studio for that watch-along as well. So everyone check out the watch-along on Wednesday night. But we're doing a predicted lineup with players coming back from the World Cup. Some players still yet to come back, having played in finals and whatnot. This is our predicted lineup for the game on Wednesday. We're thinking it's going to somewhat resemble the team probably that's going to play on Monday against Brentford. So this is the team we are going for. We are going for a 3-5-2 formation. We'll start off with the goalkeeper, and Fraser Forster we reckon will play in goal on Wednesday night. Obviously, Hugo Lloris playing in the final, so he's unlikely to play. And he could well be in line for his first Premier League start for Spurs, couldn't he, Ryan?
He could be by default, but I'm actually quite excited to see it. We saw him at Forest, didn't we? And in a really, really bad game. He was the one shining light, really, unfortunately. So, yeah, seeing him a bit more of him is going to be good to see.
Yeah, and so that's the goalkeeper situation. Hugo might well be back for the game on Monday, but highly unlikely seeing as he played in the final. But with goalkeepers, they probably need less recovery time than maybe outfield players. So if anyone has a shot out of the final players, probably he's the best bet. Right wing back. Here we go.
It's been a long month.
It's been a long month. I know you've all missed him, but Emerson Royale, we're going for starting on the right. Obviously, Jed Spence has started the last two friendlies in a Tottenham, in the behind the closed doors Tottenham friendlies they've had over the last week or so. He's played, from what I saw against Motherwell, he played pretty well. Against Peterborough, apparently under 21s, he had a decent game as well. But we know that at the moment, Spence isn't fancy quite as much as the other wing backs by Conte, and as much as he did well in those friendlies, we're thinking Emerson didn't play in those games, and he'll probably play in a view of playing on Monday.
Yeah, I think he will. And like I said, now the Premier League's back and it's back to the serious stuff. I can't see him. We'd love to see Spence. I just can't see him doing it. Unfortunately, it's going to be Emerson.
Yeah, we think so, unfortunately. But maybe he puts him in the shop window. We know that Conte's looking for a right wing back in January, and maybe his performance can go some way to leaving that direction.
Spurs manager looking for a right wing back.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Next up, on the right-hand side of a back three, we're going for Davinson Sanchez. Cuti Romero definitely will be partying the night away out in Argentina for the foreseeable. At least for another week or so. So don't expect him back anytime soon. He was already videoed staying up till 6 a.m. on the night of the World Cup playing FIFA. So definitely won't be available for Monday. That leaves us with not too many options. Dyer did play that role, to be fair, quite a bit before the break, didn't need the right centre back. We're thinking Sanchez will play that role on Wednesday and probably Monday.
Yeah, I think I think by default, I think Dyer will, because Davies has picked up a knock as well, hasn't he? So Longley will obviously. So I think this defence is set by default as all we've got, basically, isn't it?
I guess Jaffa Tanganga's another option, but I'm thinking Davinson Sanchez is more trusted by Antonio Conte. He'll play the right one. Central centre-back, we're going for Eric Dyer. Didn't play too much with England, so I think he came on in one game, maybe against Wales, or was it the first game against Iran?
I think he had a couple of appearances, didn't he?
I think it was one against
France
Iran
as well.
Did he come on against France?
I think he came on right near the end of France as well.
Okay,
I think
he definitely played against Iran in the first game. But anyway, he didn't play too much. So even though England went to the quarterfinals, he won't need too much of a rest, and I reckon he'll come straight back in.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, in the defence, I think that's the most rock solid position that we're going to go through. Yeah, he's. I think it's Senegal actually came on. Sorry, not France.
Senegal.
But yeah, I think Eric Dyer picks himself. Unfortunately, again. Let's just hope he can start this return better than he ended the winter before the World Cup, because he was on the decline, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was struggling a bit, but hopefully the World Cup would have recharged him. Left centre back. Obviously, Ben Davies is injured, unlikely to play for the next couple games. So Longley, we are thinking will go into the left centre back role. Did do quite well in the centre-back role, didn't he, in the last few games? But we're thinking he has to go about on the left, doesn't he?
Yep, it's just default settings really for that back three, isn't it, at the moment? But I was impressed with Longley in the centre, so that may be an option later on in the season. But I think this game he will start on the left.
And left wing back, we are going for Matt Doherty. Perisic played in the third place playoff, got an assist, and actually had a very good World Cup compared to Ivan Perisic. But he is apparently it's up to him whether he'll be back, but he definitely won't be back in time for the friendly. Ryan Sessegnon still suffering with injury, so not many options. So we're going for Matt Doherty in that position.
Open and shut case, really, isn't it?
He's the only one really can play there. He's played there before to good effect. So maybe we'll be starting the restart with Doherty at left wing back.
Oh, shit, hot striker. He's our goal.
Yeah, he's been banging the goals. So Haaland, look out. Midfield three now. We're going for midfield three. Ollie Skip is the first one on the right. He has started both friendlies, and he was getting more game time near the end of the break before the World Cup as well. And with players unavailable in the front line, we're thinking with three in the middle, and Skip makes most sense.
Yeah, and hopefully now Skip, with that game time, will start to kick on, because obviously he's come back from that injury again. He hasn't started how he started last season, and I hope that he can correct that quickly, because I'm a big fan of his. But I'll be interested to see him play tomorrow. Yeah,
obviously no Bentancur as well. That's why we're picking him. In the centre mid position, the deepest one, we're going for Yves Bissouma, who weirdly enough missed a penalty against Peterborough in the other friendly, but was brilliant, I thought, in the Motherwell friendly, although it was almost too easy for him for majority of that game. But he was playing a lot, wasn't he? And actually starting to really find his feet. Remember that Liverpool game? He was brilliant just before the break. So we're thinking that he will be starting in this one and probably starting in the restart.
Yeah, for sure. I think he's a slam dunk for sure, and hopefully now he can start making that position his own, because he's really started to develop now. So interested to see how his second half of the season goes.
And then with the third central midfielder, we're going for Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Obviously was out in the group stage in the World Cup, quite surprisingly, with Denmark. Albeit I didn't think he himself was particularly bad, but unfortunately they weren't great, Denmark, in the end. But so he should be available straight away.
Yeah, you know, for any game that Conte can have him, apart from the one time he gives him the odd rest, he is one of the first names on the team sheet, and I can't see it being any different here.
Yeah, agreed. Now, the two strikers we're going with, first of all, Dejan Kulusevski, with the first player up front. He has not really missed any football. He's been not playing any football over the World Cup because Sweden didn't qualify. Looks sharp in his training, so we're thinking he's going to come straight back into the fold, and he's going to be starting straight away.
Yeah, the architect, as I've now nicknamed him, he is... He's the most exciting player that I'm really looking forward to seeing back, and just hopefully he can stay injury-free now, because he is pivotal to anything we do.
And he'll be followed by Heung-min Son, we reckon, in the forward line, still probably wearing his mask. He went out in the group round of 16 at the World Cup, so he's had a bit of a break now, and I think we've seen already him back in training. We haven't seen people like Kane yet back at Hotspur Way, so with Son back available, we're thinking he'll be available. He'll be involved from the start in this friendly.
Yeah, good to get some minutes under him and see how he's come on after the World Cup, and it's always good to see Sonny, and let's just hope like last Christmas, he blossomed from last Christmas, didn't he? So hopefully now Son can step up to the fold and bring us back to the quality that we know he's got.
100%. So let's run through that lineup one more time. We have Fraser Forster in goal. We have a back five of Emerson, Sanchez, Dyer, Longley, and Matt Doherty. We have a midfield three of Ollie Skip, Yves Bissouma, and Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, and a front two of Dejan Kulusevski and Heung-min Son. So looking forward to how this lineup performs. Looking at this lineup, Brian, do you envisage many changes going into Monday? Looking at that, many players, do you reckon Kane might make it?
Kane maybe, but I think that's maybe, but I think if they can get this formation and this team that we've gone for seem to do well in this game, who knows? It may give Conte the thought to say, do you know what, maybe just have one more game and then be available for Villa, and then for the onslaught that's coming. But yeah, I think Kane will be the only one, and maybe Lloris, isn't it? The only two that can maybe impact that starting 11, I think.
All right. Well, that is your predicted lineup. Let us know in the comment section below what you think the predicted lineup is going to be tomorrow for the friendly against Nice. Let us know in the comment section below. Brian, thank you for joining me in the studio today.
Always
Absolute
a pleasure
as always having you. Like, subscribe, and comment. And by the way, before we leave, go check out Tottenham on Tour.
Well, thank you, sir.
Go check out Brian at Tottenham on Tour. Please, everyone, go over and check him out. But like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.